No gold is not in her. She's a dime.
Interior is, you know, sparse, but very functional. I love the center pack. That's how you know a car is intended to be a sports car when you have a center mounted pack. Alright. Same aftermarket head unit looking kind of thing. It's not, nothing crazy. Let's go ahead and start it up. So first things I'm noticing, other than the relatively tight cockpit, but that's just because I'm a big guy. Steering wheel is nice and tight. I like the way the shifter feels too. A lot of companies, their shifters are super low to the boot. I like a little bit higher, so it's much more ergonomic. What else? We're not going to run out of gas, right?
No, we'll be fine.
All right. Very tight shifts. That's all right. First things to note, it sounds better than I thought it would.
It's a small engine.
It's a boxer,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds good and it feels good when driving it.
It does. I'm kind of surprised. You know, one of the things you hear a lot of journalists say is that, you know, low end torque is just awful. Right turn?
Yep.
Okay.
At the light.
At the light. Okay. That low end torque is just awful, and that you know, it has no ability to pull from a dig or anything like that. But the power seems perfectly livable right now.
It's just enough.
Yeah, exactly. Really easy to heel toe. The pedal box is really tight, but so again, not great for people with feet my size. But another thing I note is, I guess maybe just because of the size of the car, I feel like I'm going much faster than I am. If that makes sense.
Yep, and you're low and it's
Exactly.
in the racer seat, yeah.
The ST that I drive, Focus ST, you sit up much higher,
Okay.
so it masks speed really well. Nice tight steering.
Oh yeah.
That feels great.
Toyota's first rule was, or Scion's first rule when they made the car was, it has to be fun to drive.
Yeah. And so that was the main reason why I wanted to try this one. You know, I've read reviews, I've heard so many things, but I want to know for myself
Yeah.
what it actually feels like. Brakes work. Brakes definitely work. Let's see, what else? Yeah, as I said, definitely sparse interior. Is not like a lot of bells and whistles, but you don't buy this car for bells and whistles.
Correct.
You buy this car to drive it.
And Scions were built, like it's 86. It's not 86 Premium, 86 XLE, it's 86. And then you customize as need be.
Okay.
As want. It's a blank canvas for people to do what they want with.
I like that. Yeah. So the clutch will take a bit of getting used to, but okay, and that's another thing I definitely want to talk about. Probably the best part so far about this car, the clutch. That feels great. So I'm currently in the process of test driving quite a few cars. One of the cars I drove earlier was the 2017 Mustang. I've driven a 2012 BMW 3 Series, both manual. And one of the things I note about newer cars as a rule of thumb is that the clutch has no feel whatsoever. So you have no ability to tell where the bite point is. It's just a guessing game. This one, I can actually feel it in my left foot when it starts to bite, which is a huge difference. Really helpful. Okay. I'm liking it so far. Only con that I'm having right now is the size.
Yeah.
But okay, so this is 60 miles an hour, 3,000 RPM. 70 is 3,100. Okay, that's fine. That's just fine. I was saying, you can feel how when you're making a pretty quick turn, if I had been in like second gear and booted it, it would have definitely stepped out. It's interesting because the limit of this car is so much lower, than you would expect it to be, but it's done intentionally because they want it to be as fun as possible. It's so different. I've never experienced that before. But yeah, so I'm on the highway going 70 miles an hour. It's quiet. It's not rattling around stiff. It's completely comfortable. This is a very livable sports car. I can see now why it's gotten so much great press over these years since it came out. How it's just the simple sports car. It's bringing it back to like the 80s and early 90s, those early days of sports cars. It's a great feeling. I love that transmission. That shifter feels great. That's always the hard thing about getting in a new car and then getting back into an older car. The shifter feels like a rowboat. This car makes you want to stay so much higher in the power band. Like it makes you want to at all times be above 3,000 RPM.
Oh yeah.
Take this one a bit quicker.
Yep. It's like the kind of things, like, you can't necessarily call it fast. It's not fast. It's not super powerful, but the way it's balanced is so perfect. The way the power works with how light the car is, with how agile the car is, it's exactly what you need. It's not gonna kill you when you step on the gas. It feels really good. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Toyota haven't made a good sports car since the Supra, and we're hoping and praying they come back with that one. Man, okay, I'm impressed. I knew it was going to be good, but you never really know until you drive it. That's why I'm out here. It's a car, when you look at the numbers, it doesn't say the full story. Yeah. It's a car that you actually have to drive, because if I told you you're driving a sports car with, what, 200 horsepower?
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
You'd be like, why am I driving a sports car with that little horsepower?
Right.
Just drive it first.
Absolutely. Should I make a U-turn and go in?
No, we can turn left there. Yep. Cool. And if you would like, all the way down at the bottom is a cul-de-sac.
I would like.
On our usual test drive, you don't get to make any left turns.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, let's make a left turn, go down there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Mind if I give it some?
Go ahead.
Let's see. Oh, wow. That's completely different. Above 4,500 RPM. Why was I short shifting? Wow. They make it really peppy. Yeah. Wow, that's really excellent.
Go that one right there.
I'm impressed. It reminded me of VTEC in a way, in that, like, as soon as I got above 4,500 RPM, it completely changed. Okay, this was impressive. I wouldn't have expected this. But thank you very much. This has been a great test drive.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. So all right, so 86 test drive down. That car was so much fun to drive. It is by no means fast, don't get me wrong. It's by no means fast. It doesn't have a lot of power, and you can tell it doesn't have a lot of power, but it makes up for that with its incredibly light feel. It feels like it weighs nothing. It feels like a go-kart. And you could tell that instantly the moment you really get into a turn. It feels like the moment you step on it, it wants to step out on you, but it didn't feel out of control at all. It felt completely controllable. The car is so well balanced, and I really liked that. There was not a lot of buttons. There's nothing like this ST. There was nothing to it. It was just a steering wheel, pedals, and the gear stick, essentially. And it felt so focused on doing one thing and one thing only, and that's driving. And I really appreciated that. It reminded me of back in the day, of older cars, of 80s and 90s sports cars. Just you and the car, and that was it. It felt really wonderful. For the bigger audience out there, it's tight. It's really tight. Not a lot of leg room in the front seat. Not a lot of room to work with, but if you can overcome that, and if you're a smaller person especially, that for what it is, for what it costs, that the GT86 should absolutely be on your list if you're looking for an inexpensive sports car. It was really incredible. I absolutely loved driving that car. I'm hoping I can get one for a little bit longer coming up soon, but we'll see. Huge thanks to Town & Country Toyota for their incredible service. They were incredibly enjoyable to be around. Made looking at the car incredibly simple, easy to talk to. Really great service. Really great service. So Town & Country Toyota in South Charlotte. Really well done. I really appreciate you guys' service, and I learned a lot. So I'm definitely looking forward to coming back there, doing business in the future. But for now, like and comment what you liked, what you didn't like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. QC Car Guy signing out. Peace.